As I said, it was really a pleasure back in 1979 doing these drawings. They're a lot of fun, and I think it was about that time I was actually working for Heavy Metal, Marvel Comics, Creepy and Eerie, and doing work for them. Not drawings, of course, for their storyboards, but usually covers for the magazines and books. I did covers for Simon and Schuster, some other books, Zebra books, I think, and actually did quite a bit of work for the books and magazines, and made enough to earn a living for a couple of years. Fortunately, the book and magazine companies never required that I give them the original art, so I retained a lot of that and sold many actually over the years. Hopefully they're in good collections. In doing these sketches, it was not so much the purpose of getting a finished drawing. The idea was to develop a concept, and doing about 50 drawings, I could then select some of the best ideas out of the bunch to create the final oil painting, which of course is a much more elaborate process. So in any case, this one kind of resembles the finished painting where Eve and the serpent are very close up together, and she has an apple in her hand, and she decides to eat. Now, these drawings are available to colleges and universities around the world. Hopefully the exhibit and attending materials will encourage students to look into John Milton's work, because it is the greatest poem in the English language. It is so rich, it's so tapestried, it's so many layers of meaning for the ordinary person right up to, you know, PhDs in philosophy. So it's a work that has to be venerated. He above the rest in shape, the dread commander stood like a tower. Here at least we shall be free. Satan exalted thus displayed, thrones and imperial powers, I give not heaven for lost. Whether for open war or covert guile we now debate. Who can advise may speak. Long is the way and hard that out of hell leads up to light, but I would ill become this throne if aught of difficulty or danger could deter me from attempting. While I abroad, through all the coasts of dark destruction, seek deliverance for us all. This enterprise none shall partake but me. At last his sail brought vans he spreads for flight, and through the shock of fighting elements he wins his way. The one seemed woman to the waist and fair, the other shape black as night he stood, terrible as hell. Hell trembles as he strode. Said Satan then, who darest to thwart my way to yonder gate? Retire, or taste thy folly. So actually these are the concept drawings. They're not finished drawings, but these are Are the developments that came from reading John Milton's Paradise Lost back in 1979. And anyways, a lot of fun reading the stories and then, sketching on the floor. They're very large format pieces too. They're about 3 feet by 2 feet. And actually, it is a lot of fun doing these very rough pieces. And of course, it's even more of a pleasure, but takes a lot longer time to do the actual finished drawings, if there are, finished drawings. And eventually, some ideas are rejected, and some are developed in a different way when I hit the canvas. Actually, I sort of thought that they would make a good exhibit if properly framed, and possibly, have them sent around to universities to inspire students to actually read John Milton's work. It's a very lengthy tome with very difficult language only because it's archaic. There is absolutely nothing like this poem, and it's greater than any single work that Shakespeare did. And people just have to realize, what a wonder it is. Certainly, we are doing our part to re-educate people about the greatness of John Milton, as scholars are doing worldwide. And actually, I think the entire Milton universe is having great success this year, which pleases me and pleases a lot of people greatly. Now, this is what a finished painting looks like. It's a really detailed painting. And this is about 24 by 36 inches. It's called a Stone Eater. And it was painted, let's see, in 1968 or thereabouts. It's about 10 years or more before I actually got involved with Paradise Lost. But you can see this hellish theme actually is, reminds one of John Milton, except that I had not really studied Milton at this time. And it was when I was going to Hunter College that I took a course on John Milton specifically and discovered the greatest work of literature I have ever read, at least.